So something that we can do to help tight muscles or areas that get all bunched up with my athletes and active people is cupping. So what cupping essentially is, it's one of the only therapies or techniques that we have that is decompressive in nature, meaning it pulls things away and it creates some space. My favorite analogy is kind of to think of it as a wedgie. In a wedgie, everything gets kind of bunched up and tight and in places that we don't necessarily want it. What we can then do to alleviate the wedgie is decompress and pull some stuff away, readjust, allow things to restore to their normal place. In this case, in the hamstring, we have a bunch of layers that are really tightly packed to one another, and if we have some sort of irritation, it can cause more sticking of those layers. So I want to kind of move some of that and break it up a little bit. When I put a cup on, it pulls space between those layers, and it allows me to break up some of that tightness among all the layers. I'm going to run these all the way down the inside of the leg here, but we're not going to stop there. Once I get these all on, I'm going to force him to move the muscle in and out so that all the layers that are stacked up on one another that are maybe stuck together are able to move around and release a little bit. We have the cups in place. Now what I want to do is I'll start just passively bending your knee in and out. Just kind of let me have you. And so we're pumping all the layers underneath it back and forth. When I bring the knee or the heel up toward the butt, we're shortening all this. We're creating slack. And when I straighten it out, we're creating tension. It's hard to see because it's all happening underneath the surface, but as I do this, I'm also creating space. So if stuff in there is having trouble healing or it's too bunched up and tight, this gives me space in that place where things are maybe a little bit too bunched up. The other thing we can do if I want to progress a little further would be to make him do the movement. So in this case, we're going to get that muscle firing a little bit harder when he's the one pulling his heel up toward him. So let the legs slowly go down. Bend the knee and bring the heel back to your butt, and then straighten it out again, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.